welcome to the channel. This is Go Gretty and welcome to the 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup. It is round number 8, and tonight we are at Interlagos in Brazil, and we are in the Group 3 cars. Can I get this Jaguar anywhere towards the front to move up the standings? Well, you have to stick around to find out. All right, so here are the point standings. You can see that 178 rearing its head again as, well, we're back up to 4 scores. So I need to replace that with something better to try and move up the Jaguar rankings. Right here, you can see I am in 4th place, about 130 points out of 3rd. I don't know if I can make it, but let's see if I can hold off P5 from passing me up. I'm going to do my best, but I'm going to need a good result. The story of this race is it's a 1X tire and a 1X fuel race. So tires and fuel, not really a problem, but is there any sort of pit strategy with tires that are required? Well, no, there's not, as racing hards are the only tire required. So it's a sprint race to the finish, which means I got to get in that kitty cat and just put the hammer down. Curious with it being the last race to see what my lobby looks like. So as that opens up, well, it is a ton of familiar names and faces in this lobby. Again, a bunch of fast people. Don't know if it's second split. Don't know if it is third split. But I do know I've been finishing about mid-pack with this group of folks. So I got my work cut out for me. So I really need to put in a top qualifying time to have any hopes to do well. Let's see how I do in the qualifying. All right, let's set this lap up, and I do mean from the start of the lap all the way back here in front of the 50 board, braking early so I can get on the throttle as I start this lap nice and early. Want to be smooth, apply the power all the way through that curbing on that right-hand side as I'm exiting out of there. Now, the Jaguar's got pretty decent legs on the straight, so I will get a pretty good start to my lap. I head towards the 100 board, looking for the X on the right on the fence. Going to brake there, get down into second, get as far left on that curbing as I can without quite going in the grass. Then want to leave a little throttle on as I go through the center S and then power down when I'm coming out the other side. Into 4th gear and then into 5th as I pull towards the 100-meter board. That's where I'm going to be looking to brake next. Get on the brake pedal down into 2nd gear. Get back on the gas as that driveway begins. Back to the left, cutting as much distance as possible. No need to go all the way out to the right there. And then I'm going to brake again here about the 50 board, trying to keep the arc pretty narrow right here. Don't want to go out too wide and put a bunch of distance on there. Then getting on the brakes there by the double skid marks. Actually could have taken more of that curbing. Actually missed my apex a little bit there, but I stay on the inside there, nicely power out of that corner onto the exit curbing. Getting on the brakes here, trying to roll some speed through this corner, maintain some speed as I come out the other side into 2nd gear, back into 3rd, lift a little bit here and try and keep it down to the inside, able to keep the power down into 4th, actually have a purple sector by 0.09 of a second. I'm thinking, what? Gretty's doing okay in qualified? Something not right here. Now the Jag is pretty fast in the final section, so I was thinking, well, there's a possibility I might actually have a P1 for a moment at least. So as I come towards the finish line, I cross the line with the 1:31.860. Extremely happy with that qualifying, as that was only a 10th off my best time in time trial. So I will take that. And where does that put me? Well, after all was said and done, that left me in 9th position. That's right, qualified in 9th to start the race. All right, here we are at the start of the race, the moment of truth. Palms are sweating, a little nervous, mom's spaghetti. And we take off a pretty close spread on the rolling start here, so I was pretty pleased with that. And now I gotta just get on the brakes just right here, not to murder anyone into turn 1. Do a good job there. Get through turn 1 without any problems, get back on the gas. We exit the center S, and I am within the slipstream of P8 of the person in front of me. So I have managed to do my job at the start of the race, which is stay in touch with Spartan Big Ice. in front of me. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, when I see Spartan Big Ice's name, I think of an icy. I don't know why, but it makes me want to go like to a 7-Eleven and get an icy. And I've raced with Big Ice a few times in the past, and every time I see his name, I want an icy. So, Spartan Big Ice, you make me crave ices. There you go. And back to racing. Within 4/10 here of Spartan Big Ice on lap 1. What is important is what is going on in front of me here. As you can see, P5 through 7, fairly close right there. P4, again, not too far off in front of P5, so a pretty decent train right there. You can even see second and third position right up front now. Days Bauer, or DES Bauer, I'm not sure if DES is a race team name or not, but Bauer, he is up there. He looks like he is pulling away a little bit from the pack in front of everybody else, but my job is to try and stay in touch here with P8. Hopefully P8 able to stay in touch with the rest of the group, so if any mistakes happen, old Gretty can take advantage of that mistake and possibly get a Gretty pass, which, you know, that's my favorite form of passing, is just take advantage of other people's mistakes. Gets almost side-by-side action there at P6 and P7 up front as we come out of that center S, and this is what I need to see. I need to see the folks in front of me battling it out. That way I've got that chance to make that move later on in the race, or maybe even earlier in the race, all depending. So on lap 2, I'm looking okay. I'm in P9. I mean, I'm not even really honestly mid-pack yet because there's only 16 folks in this race, so P8 would be mid-pack. I'm actually near the back of the pack, so I'm struggling in the backpack, I guess. Big Ice takes a little wide through there. I cut it down the inside. I want to fill up his rear view mirror full of bright orange Jaguar. It's orange and purple and whatever other color this Jag is. I want him to see that. Now, as you see there, P7 gets loose coming through that right-hander, again causing just a little bit of carnage up in front of Gretty, allowing me to stay with this group of faster qualifiers. This qualifying group in front of me, P1 all the way back through Blaze behind me, only 5/10 separating us. So it's a tight group. It is a fast group. As you can see me coming around here, I am all over the back of P8 and I am ready to make a move. I don't feel like his race pace is quite as good as mine, so I go down the outside because he blocks the inside. I'm going to get on the brakes there right before that 50 board, and I'm going to hang it around the outside. Big Ice giving me space on the outside, so I'm going to return the favor, give it back to him. Unable to make the move stick, but my goodness, that is such good, clean racing right through there. Let's look at that again as we come into the corner. Look at that. I give Big Ice a little room on the inside. He gives me some room on the outside as we come down through the right-hander. I give him the room on the outside. We come through there unscathed, with a little bit of heart action beating, maybe a little sweat dripping from the old brow. This is what makes racing exciting. Now I go around the outside, make it stick. He's unable to keep on the gas in that McLaren to hold me off. I'm able to make the Jaguar come through. Then he gets loose as I exit the corner. Let's look at that again from Blaze's point of view. As I exit the corner, he gets to just squirrel with that MR car, comes back across and hits Blaze. Somehow Blaze does not die in that incident. So good job there by Blaze to hold on to it with the 5-figure death punch delivery. Now, if you look there, I am within the 1 second slipstream zone. I need to stay in that slipstream zone to stay, in touch with this group in front of me. And I just put down that pass. I can't lose that group in front of me. I've got to stay with them the rest of this race. If there's any chance for me to beat that 178 points that I want to get rid of out of my totals there and replace it with something good, hopefully shore up my 4th place position for Jaguar. Maybe even move up a few spots in the overall standings. I believe I was 99th overall. So as we come down the final straight, I have lost that slipstream now 1.2 seconds heading towards turn 1 on lap 5 as we switch over to GT20. You see him make a move down the inside of Figaro there. Nice move by TGT20, but again, that battling in front of me is kind of keeping me in touch with him, even though I'm losing a little bit of time on the left-hand side. My lap times are looking pretty good. I had that 1:33 on lap 3 where we battled there a little bit, and then now staying within those 132s. That's where I need to be. And oh my goodness, up in front, positions 4 through 7, tight as a drum. They are just all over each other on this track. I'm telling you, exciting. It's almost fun to sit back here and watch the racing in front of me as I'm racing around the track. So fast forward on to lap number 6. I have returned back within the slipstream, as you see here, within 8/10 as we come around through the left-hander, heading towards the double apex right-hander and into Kelso's corner, where you gotta cut that corner as much as possible. Pick up a little bit of time on your opponents in front of you. I get down in there. Could have cut a little bit more, but that's okay. I'm on the backside of Figueroa, who is on the backside of TGT20. Then I see up in front a half-second penalty. You know what that is. You see that red penalty? That is blood in the water. Minnow's in. That is the minnow. We are the Sharks, and we see it, and we want that position. I know all the folks in front of me are aiming for it. Come around through the final left-hander here on lap number 6. He's going to serve his penalty. The question is, are we close enough to take advantage of that half-second penalty as we come up through the straight? He is ghosted. He loses 1, then 2 positions. Now here comes Gretty. I'm trying to catch up to that darn Super, but it's got some really good legs as he's able to pull away and not lose another position due to that penalty. Now as we go down through the Senna S, Figueroa looked like the GTMX driver was gonna make a move there on Figueroa, but it looks like he may have pulled out of it just a hair. Now this GTMX driver did start quite a bit further up from me to start the race, so I'm in a good position right now in P8, but we're only on lap 7. A lot more can happen. So I just need to stay back here, stay in touch with this group, cannot lose the group in front of you, as I have broken away from Blaze now. 1.1 seconds between us, so he is a little bit out of the slipstream, so I'm able to concentrate on the folks in front of me and not have to worry too much about Blaze behind me. Race Blaze a lot during the week, has really good pace, so if he was on my back bumper, I would be concerned, as I know he would be looking for a move. Now we got side-by-side actions. We head down through this technical section of the Interlagos course, and my goodness, there are lines being taken all over, people peeking around, trying to figure out where they can make a move on someone in front. And I'm telling you, we got 4 through 7 all right here as we take advantage of the little bit of extra grass on the right-hand side of the track. Open up that last corner. Now I am begging this Jaguar to get up and move and catch the Supra. Now heading into the Senna S, we got 2 wide. We got Figueroa looking around, maybe trying to get a cut back here. We got the GTMX driver trying to push on Figueroa, and there's old Gretty just hanging out in back, just licking his chop, rubbing his hands, waiting for something good to happen. 2 cars go wide there. 1 gets a penalty. I'm like, cha-ching. That could be a position for yours truly, as it is Figueroa. Now he gets bumped by the GTMX driver, goes out wide. GTMX driver's backs off. Very fair racing by the GTMX driver to not take that position from Figueroa once he's bumped him from behind. But now Figueroa with a 1.5 second penalty, because the GT penalty system giving him a penalty for going wide even though he was hit. But I'm sure he's extremely flustered because of that, and it's caused him to drive really slow, and I'm just all over the back of him trying to edge him forward. I'm like, come on, Figueroa, let's go. Let's get back up to the group in front. I can't lose the slipstream of this group, and he's just, I get it. He was frustrated, but he was driving really slow on the track. As you can see, I'm just losing time. You watch the group 4 through, that was 4 through 7 before. Now it's 3, 4, and 5. Just pulling away from me. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. I need back up there. So he serves his penalty. I get a Gretty pass, but I need to catch back up to that group that I was so close to before. Now 3 seconds back, and I have now got Blaze within the slipstream behind me as well. So while I do happy to take those 2 positions, I did lose the group in front of me and gain some pressure from behind. So this race far from over on lap number 9. Now, as we get towards the end of lap number 9, I'm a little surprised to see P5 with the 2-second penalty, and I almost brake way too late there and go off into that dirty out there on that outside, get my tires all dirty. Didn't want that to happen. I again, it's GT Blaze right there within a half second behind me. And behind him, the GTMX driver that we know is fast. So I need to get by this penalty driver, get my Gretty pass, I need to get the head down, focus on my lap times. I've got a few that are out of that 32 range that I know that I'm perfectly capable of, but all this battling slowing us down a little bit in the race. Looking behind me, you got the GT Max driver going down the inside of Blaze, heading through the Senna X just like us earlier. Man, the GTMX driver pulls that off. Blaze drops back a position, and I have got a long way to go to catch P4 in front of me. So on to lap number 11. There's a half-second penalty between me and the GTMX driver, as on that previous corner, on the last corner, Blaze went wide off into the grass. So it's just me and the GTMX driver for now, but he is all over the back bumper now, within 2/10 and declining as we head towards this fast left-hander here at Interlagos. Now I'm going to put it way down on the apex. Don't want him to think there's any chance to look down the inside. Now I know he's going to try and get to the inside on this right-hander, so I'm going to block the inside line, force him out wide, but then I'm going to take an extremely narrow line, going to park the bus on the apex right there, so he's got nowhere to go. He can't get the cutback. Then I'm going to cut it in hard here on the Kelso corner, take as much as possible, and it worked out well. He had nowhere to go, but it is not over, as I know he has got good speed so far. Extremely clean racing. Came up on me pretty fast through there, but able to get through the corner before he's able to make any kind of move. Now heading towards the last corner. I need a good exit here. Get on the brakes, swing it to the left, get back on the throttle, heading up the hill. The GTMX driver 4/10 behind me and closing that Supra. I know has got long legs. He is going to be coming for me now. He made a little mistake, left it out wide, so I was able to break some slipstream by holding it in tight to the left. I'm just keeping him in his eye in the rearview mirror, but I don't want to do any snaky snake. I don't want him to know that I'm worried about that Supra. Need a good exit through the Senna S. Get a pretty good Senna S there, but again, GTMX driver just all over the back bumper. Gretty within 3/10. Again, he stays out wide, so I sling it down to the inside a little bit to break some slipstream, then get back over the right so I can maximize my exit speed. Put it down on the apex again, as he is right there, just looking for any mistake to take advantage of and gain back a position. I know he really would like to do that, as he has had a pretty rough race, but I hold it down tight again for the double apex. He was looking out wide there, and I saw him head out there. I knew I had to stick it down on the apex. Again, just protecting the inside line here at Interlagos. Extremely difficult to pass when someone is protecting that inside line, because there's really nowhere to go. Actually go a little bit deep there. That was honestly a chance for him, but it looked like he had also broken late right there. One more chance for him to catch old Gretty. Come through the last left-hander. He sends it, but comes up a little bit short, a little too fast into the apex. I'm able to pull on him coming out of that final turn and start to put a little gap as we head towards the start-finish line. No concerns with those long legs on that Supra, chasing down this Jaguar as I crossed the line at P5. Extremely pleased with that. 4 positions made up, and looks like we'll probably take some good points home. How many points? Not sure yet, but Team Jaguar is super pleased. So is Gretty. Can't wait to see what I have. It's 273. You see right there. That is going in the bank. So good points, good results. What does that equal for Gretty on the final standings? Well, let's take a look and find out. Ended up with 1,017 points, as that 273 did play a role in my final rankings there. Finished 86th in North America. Let's check the Jaguar rankings. Finished 4th overall for Jaguar, about 50 points off of a top 3 finish. So really pleased with that. Feel like I did well in Jag. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed all the action, all of this season. If you did, hit the like and subscribe. Come back, check out some more. For myself, go Gretty. I sincerely hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope your season went well, and we'll see you soon.